The Pitman Board of Education was advertised in the South Jersey Times, posted at Borough Hall, a copy thereof delivered to all Pitman schools to be posted, and posted on the district's website. Further, notice was posted and filed as required by law, stating that the board would meet in closed session at 7 p.m. in the Pitman High School Media Center. The Vice President shall entertain any objections with supporting reasons to the conduct of this meeting on the grounds it violates the Open Public Meetings Act. Seeing none, good evening, everybody. Welcome to the Pitman Board of Education meeting. Please join me in a moment of silence. Please join me in a salute to the flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Mr. DeStratis, will you please call roll?
Of course. Mrs. Bolton?
Here.
Mrs. Farrell? Mr. Grossman?
Present.
Mrs. Cynthia Allen?
Here.
Mrs. Miller? Mrs. Pappalardo?
Here.
Mrs. Pope?
Here.
And our quorum is 6-1.
All right, first thing we have for tonight is a presentation on NJ GPA, or GEPA, I believe they're called, results. So I'm going to turn it over to Mr. Calmiano.
Thank you. I promise this will be the fastest presentation of the year.
By all means, take your time.
As required by the state, we have to report out at a board meeting our NJ GPA scores and our NJ SLA scores, which I'll probably do in October. But for today, we'll go over the NJ GPA scores. And just to give you a little information, this is a test taken by 11th graders primarily. It is a graduation requirement. If they fail to pass this exam, are considered not graduation ready. If they do pass the exam, they're graduation ready. And there are other pathways that they can take. So if they don't pass it to 11th grade year, they can use alternate assessment scores, such as the PSATs, or if that doesn't work out, there's also an appeal process that they can go through. The required scores is 725 on the exam, and students actually can retake the exam senior year. That covers the majority of, and it's given in both ELA and math, something that I kind of don't even think about anymore, but it is something that I want to let them know. We had 92 students take that. That was all of our 11th graders. And of those 92, the scores are actually here in the 2024 column. I'm sorry, this should say 2025. This got messed up somewhere. This is 23, 24, 25 for ELA, 23, 24, 25 for math. So here are our 2025 scores. This is just taken back in March. For Pitman, with the P, there were 63% of our students that were considered graduation ready in Pitman. In the state, it was 58%. All right, so you can see that we're 5% above the state for math. All right, I'll go over previous years in a second after I cover ELA. For ELA, we were 80.4% graduation ready. So 80.4% of our students actually passed that exam. And the state was 80.7. So, you know, sometimes we talk about how we perform as a district, either for math or ELA. In this case, you might compare 80% of our kids pass for ELA, but only 63% per pass for math. So you might think, well, we must be doing much better in ELA than we are in math. Well, maybe, right? But when you compare it to the state, that's really something that I find important, because the assessment actually could be more difficult for ELA or math than it is for the other. And in this case, we actually performed worse than the state average by 0.2% for ELA, where with math, we were 5% greater. All right, so through my lens, to me, it seems like for that particular grade and that particular exam, we performed better on math than we did for ELA. Okay, now there's an argument, we can go back and forth on that, but that's just one way to look at it. Going backwards and continuing to look at that gap, right? So I like to look at the gap between how we performed and how the state performed, which I'm highlighting here down at the bottom. The state in 2024, the gap the year before was 1.3%. So we actually performed 1.3% worse than the state average with a different group of students, right? That would have been our current 12th grade graduates. The year before, which would be our current freshmen in college, we performed 0.6% better. So that is actually pretty steady, right? It's not a real big disparity from year to year. It's a steady progression. We're performing well in ELA and on state average in my assessment. Where with math, if we go backwards again, our current 12th graders were 1.2% less than the state average. We can call that state average is close enough. The year before, I mean right there, just 0.3% lower. Where this year we saw a big jump, okay, and that's really a great thing to have. We actually performed 6.2% better than we did last year and 5% better than the state. All right, so we're looking into why that actually happened and what the reasons are, and we're going to have those discussions with the teachers, with the high school teachers, because I believe they all contributed to that score because they all either taught 9th, 10th, or 11th grade. So it's a really, really great thing to have and something that we're proud of. So I'm not going to take the credit. It's just my first year. No, I'm kidding. But it is great for Pitman and good to see us outperforming the state by that much. So that's it.
Thank you, Mr. Capiano.
Yes.
We are to the public comment. The Pitman Public School Board recognizes the value of public comment on educational issues and the importance of allowing members of the public to express themselves on school matters of community interest. This is the first of 2 public comments we will have tonight. The first public hearing is on agenda items only. This is public comment and not a dialogue between the board and the public. You will have 3 minutes to speak, and it's your opportunity to comment or ask questions. In accordance with Board Policy Number 0167, we ask that you state your name, municipality of residence, and group affiliation if applicable. To be recognized to speak, please stand behind the podium located over here, and please speak clearly into the microphone. Okay. Seeing none for first public comment, we're going to move to correspondence. Mr. DeStratis, do we have any correspondence?
No, we do not.
All right. We're going to move on to meeting minutes. I will now move to accept a motion for the minutes of the Pitman Board of Education as held on the dates listed below and are approved as printed and reading dispensed with. May I have a second?
Second, Grossman.
I have to abstain because I wasn't here.
Okay.
We didn't get there yet.
Oh, sorry.
All right. All in
Is
favor?
that's the vote part. Sorry.
All in favor?
Make sure I don't forget. I wasn't there.
Any objections? And Mrs. Pope
abstain.
would like to abstain.
Yeah.
Okay. We're moving on to the president's report. First thing we have is an agenda amendment, which I'm going to hand off to Mr.
Sure.
Long.
Under curriculum and policy, we do have an addition tonight, item number 29. This is recommending a motion to submit a contract amendment to the executive county superintendent for Superintendent Dr. Preston.
Okay. Also for President's Report, we would like to welcome Mr. Chris DeStratis. It's his first official meeting with us, although he's been here several times in the crowd, and you've probably already seen his face. Just to note that Mrs. Miller has all of our responses from the email that was sent out regarding committee meetings and times, and she's going to work on sorting through those, and will get back to us. We're also considering what our meeting start times are, and we've invited the public to weigh in if you have any opinion on earlier, later, what you think might work best for the community. We still have our Board of Self-Evaluation. We are going to look into doing that this fall, and we're also looking into potential dates for when we can get together and have a retreat. And the last item is that NJSBA has posted our county meeting times for the upcoming year. They have them on their website. And when I was on there, I noticed they've changed it a little bit. They've actually made it easier that when you go on for county meetings, it brings up each individual county. So if you click Gloucester, it just lists them all for you. So if you wanted to go ahead and start marking some of those on your calendar, they have the in-person ones, and then they also have the ones that are virtual. And that is all I have. So we're going to move on to our superintendent's report.
Thanks, Mrs. Pappalardo. I want to echo the welcome to Mr. Stratus. Really appreciate it. I know you've only been here for a minute, but certainly I think I described him when we approved him in April as a tactician. He's gracefully audited us so far and given us really good insight into some things already, just procedures, processes, with the many years of experience he's had in big schools, small schools. So it's been a real, and he had big shoes to fill. He knows Mr. Miles, who's his predecessor. They work very closely together, and so it's been good to have that kind of transition. So really glad to have you here. Back to school nights. These are not yet set in stone. They'll be set in stone when you get my letter next week. But here's the tentative: Memorial School September 23rd, PES September 18th, and the junior senior high school September 16th. And we'll certainly firm that up. So don't decontextualize that quote there yet. Open houses. We have one at PES at August 26th from 5 to 6:30. And I know it says August open houses. The Memorial open house is on September 3rd from 2:30 to 4:30. That's so that students can drop their materials and all their items at the school. That also I'll firm up in my monthly board brief, superintendent brief. Do want to update you on, obviously what you're seeing as you come in tonight, all of the updates, referendum updates, construction updates. We have the junior senior high school vestibule, as you've seen it. It's on schedule. I don't know if you've seen it, but there's a couple interior wood doors that may be delayed due to material lead times. Those are the interior doors. So we'll be good to go on that. I know you've been having meetings. We have bi-weekly meetings tomorrow. Construction meetings. It's actually a really fun process. The first time that I've been involved this closely in a referendum project, but there's so many moving parts in this, and obviously you've done them before and it shows. So I appreciate your really your PMing this is pretty impressive. Junior senior high school partial roof replacement. This is on schedule. There were 2 back-to-back super heavy rains. I think it was like the 6th and the 7th. We had some water infiltrate the vestibule. That's going to be cleaned up. There was some debris in several rooms. The contractor is coordinating with their insurance company to assess that damage, rectify the losses. Some sidewalks were damaged under the weight of heavy machinery. All of this is being recorded in bi-weekly meetings and will be rectified. Again, that's something that we'll publish too in the brief, because you made the good point. We got to get that word out, and so we'll get that out on social media and all our platforms for people to see. We have a couple posts showing progress. I see Mr. DeTizio, Ms. Bianchini. I think of track. You see that out there. That's going really well. That's actually ahead of schedule.
It is.
Yes.
Parking lot, too.
The parking lot as well. So that's huge. We were originally told that it might not even be done till end of November, and so I don't want to give an exact date because again, I don't want to. False hope is not a great thing, but we are ahead of schedule there, as you can see. So that's really exciting as well. What else did I miss? The Walls Board of Education offices are on schedule. Those are looking good. That'll give. We'll have signage for where you enter on that. That's a really important project too. I know Mr. DeStratis has been in touch with, as you know, the Delsea School District, Elk School District. That lease ended. We're working to try to get some ideas for brokerage to try to get tenants in there. The reality is most of them will probably want the offices that we're currently in, and the classroom or the classroom space that we're currently in. So by moving down into there, we can then kind of try to lease out that building and generate some revenue on that, which would be certainly a boon for us and Mr. DeStratis. I think that takes care of pretty much everything as far as progress on all of our projects going forward. And the exciting thing is this is really only one quarter of all the projects. The bulk of the projects take place next summer. So really exciting things happening right now. That concludes my report.
Okay. We have no student representative report for tonight, but we're looking forward to, in September when school starts up again, we will be welcoming Abby Heil and Emily Ward. They will be joining us and will be giving us a rundown of what's going on in all of our district schools. Finance and Facilities, I'm going to turn it over to Committee Chairman, Mr. Grossman.
Thank you. Finance and Facilities Committee met on July 16th, 2025 at 3:30 p.m. via Google Meet. In attendance were Superintendent Dr. Robert Preston, Business Administrator Mr. Robert Miles, committee members Rebecca Higby-Iono and April Miller. No.
Oh, okay, never mind.
Oh,
Distratus.
I didn't type it up, don't look at me.
I wasn't present for the meeting. I had that thing called a job, but nah. Sorry, Mr. Distratus, not Mr. Miles. Where was I? Get me distracted.
Sorry.
This meeting was a light month. We discussed the sponsorship for the signage on the football field, which is an agenda item. Mr. Distratus is a qualified purchasing agent, and the state has increased the bid thresholds for districts with a QPA, as indicated in the agenda. The committee discussed the plan to acquire tenants for the lease options at Walls. We discussed the referendum projects, such as track, parking lot, necessary irrigation repairs to those areas. A discussion was held regarding the track color. Red and black are the most UV stable, which means they had the best longevity. The board believes the most frugal option that is optimal for athletes and track longevity is the priority. Our new athletic director, Ms. Hess, has an extensive background in track, so the Board of Ed also felt it best to defer to her opinion in consultation with the central office administration team. That concludes my report.
Okay. Any-
With that, can I
And
get?
just, can I add on that?
Any
Go ahead,
discussion?
sure, any
Really,
discussion?
we're probably finalizing that color up tomorrow. Ms. Hess is gonna be part of that, the contractor, the architect, really kind of digging into those colors and, nailing that down.
Okay, any more discussion or question? No? All right, seeing none, Mr. Distratus, can you please call the vote?
I didn't make a move yet.
Oh,
Rush a
sorry.
miracle, man, you get a bad miracle.
sorry.
With that, I make a motion to approve items 1 through 8 on the agenda for approval. Can I get a second?
Second.
Okay, now any discussion, correct?
Now any discussion? Yes.
Okay. No?
Mr. Stratus, you want to call the vote?
Sure. Mrs. Bolton?
Yes.
Mrs. Farrell?
Yes.
Mr. Grossman?
Yes.
Mrs. Higby-Iono?
Yes.
Mrs. Papalardo?
Yes.
All right, motion carries.
All right, next up, we have curriculum and instruction. I am going to turn it over to committee chairwoman, Mrs. Bolton.
All right, the Curriculum and Instruction Committee met virtually on July 16th from 4:30 to 5:15. In attendance were Dr. Preston, Mr. Caltabiano, Mrs. Miller, Mrs. Pote, and myself. We talked about our new hires, Mrs. DeCaro, who will be teaching art, and Mrs. Tucci, who will be back to teach science. We are excited to welcome both of these teachers back to our district. We spent some time talking about scheduling and the different partnerships that are available for our high school students. Mr. Caltabiano will continue to do research and make changes where necessary to make sure our business and STEAM Academy students can maximize both their schedules and dual credit opportunities. Next, we talked about Sarah's Spanish School, which is basically a Spanish teaching video program. Students would have a teacher in the room, but the lesson would come through the video feed from a Spanish-speaking teacher. We've heard different great feedback from both of the program. We're not quite ready to implement it, but it's just an option for now, because we're going to try to utilize our district teachers as best we can before we make that move. So for now, that's just in the talks. And next up was our NJ GPA performance levels. Mr. Caltabiano already kind of gave us a rundown of that. The numbers, our ELA numbers were right on average, and our math, of course, was 5% above, which is a pretty nice increase from last year. As far as ELA goes, we will continue to look into different programs, and right now we're kind of looking at Success for All reading curriculum. A lot of districts around us have seen substantial improvement in their students' reading levels, so always looking to make things better. And last, we're still waiting to hear from the state about the universal screenings. We hope to have that info soon, as we will need to choose a program and train staff. So we'll make sure that happens. Looks like discussion is ready.
Can I just add something to that?
Yeah, go ahead.
That was good. the Success for All, we're not, there, that's one of the ELA sort of frameworks we're looking at. I don't like to say programs because teachers are really the program. The framework provides the teachers with the tool necessary. And, you know, and I know you do a really nice job of that too. One of the things that the board kind of charged us with was, I thought it was great. I mean, well, how do you get to 100%? You know, and we looked at, we were talking in the discussion about Steubenville, Ohio, and they got to 100%, which 10 years ago they got this charge. Well, how do you get to 100% pass rate on this? I think they were taking the park at the time, and they did it. And they used this framework called Success for All. And so we had, in the committee meetings, we had discussed that, which I think is a pertinent topic, because it's like, well, yeah, let's aim small, miss small, you know, like 100%'s the number, you know, and let's try to do that. So I thought you did a nice job of kind of capturing that discussion, for sure.
Good. All right, so I'll make a motion to approve items 1 through 29 as written.
Second, Grossman.
28 plus 9.
All right, turn it over so
Sure.
you can do.
Yep,
quick-
before the roll call.
Mhm.
Yeah, so I'd like to just do the bios of our newly appointed teachers who you're about to be voting on, board. Starting with Ms. Shay Davies. Shay Davies, right to my right, your left. Shay Davies is an experienced early childhood educator, proudly stepping into the role of preschool instructional coach. I like to say Ms. Sagar Miller's number 2. She has over 18 years in the preschool field. She holds dual certification in preschool, 3rd grade teacher, and teacher of the handicapped. You have teacher of the handicapped, huh? That's like a coveted, coveted cert. Earned after graduating from Rowan University in 2006. Her career began in Camden City Public Schools, teaching preschool inclusion, followed by 10 years in Northeast Pennsylvania in the same capacity, where I went to college. So proud of that area too. She also worked in early intervention, supporting students with IEPs and partnering with teachers and families. In 2024, Shay relocated back to New Jersey, where she joined Mount Ephraim School District as a preschool instructional coach and preschool intervention and referral specialist. Passionate about supporting both educators and students, she's excited to bring her knowledge and commitment to the Pitman community. One of the things Shay and I talked about in there is even just our approach as a leadership team here in Pitman is we put a high priority on even hiring administrators that have a lot of classroom experience. I know you were in the classroom for over, 11, 12 years. Most of our administrators, I mean, as a preschool instructional coach, you have 18, 20 years of teaching experience. I think that's huge. I think it's important to remember what the classroom experience is like, and we're glad to have you on board. So welcome.
Thank you.
Stacy DeCaro couldn't be here tonight. You know her, but I still want to read her bio because I know there's a lot of excitement around Ms. DeCaro coming back. This was her space. Will be her space once again. She is responsible for really just in 1 year completely changing this library media center around. She's really a dynamic individual. So I do want to read her bio. She's really just a unique individual as well. It is my pleasure to introduce Ms. Stacy DeCaro as the new art teacher and library media specialist at Pitman Junior Senior High School. Ms. DeCaro brings over 15 years of experience in both school libraries and classroom instruction, with a strong focus on tech integration, information literacy, and student engagement. She holds advanced degrees in both ed leadership and library and information science, and has served in a wide range of educational settings, from elementary through high school. Most recently, she has supported Pitman students and staff as the Junior Senior High School media specialist, where she fostered research skills, ran a STEM-focused advisory group, and promoted a love of reading. We're thrilled to have her continue in this expanded role where her creativity, experience, and passion for lifelong learning will benefit the entire school community. She really is a lifelong learner, too. I have some really rich discussions when I'm just popping in, if I'm at the lunchroom or just popping in the media center. She's a real joy to talk to. Ms. Carrie McConnell with us tonight. To my left, it is my pleasure to introduce Ms. Carrie McConnell, who will be joining the staff at Memorial School as a 2nd grade replacement teacher. Ms. McConnell brings several years of elementary teaching experience, most recently serving in Dennis Township Primary School, where she was consistently rated highly effective. She has a strong background in literacy and glowing reviews from down there as well. She has a strong background in literacy and math instruction, using programs such as ReadyGen, Foundations, and Visions, and Scholastic News, and is known for creating warm, student-centered classrooms grounded in responsive classroom practices. Ms. McConnell has also contributed to her school community by serving on the I&RS team and Wellness Committee. That's the Intervention and Referral Services team. She and her little personal note, she and her young family recently moved to Pitman, and she shared how excited she is to become an active member of the community by teaching here. She feels especially grateful for this opportunity and is looking forward to meeting the Board of Education tonight. Welcome.
Will she be at PES?
At PES, that's correct.
Yeah.
Second grade at PES. Welcome.
All right. Any discussion on any of the items shared? No? All right, Mr. DeStratus, can you please take roll?
Mrs. Bolton?
Yes.
I'll vote.
Mrs. Farrell?
Yes.
Mr. Grossman?
Yes.
Mrs. Higby Iono?
I have to abstain from 26 and 29, but yes to all of the others.
Okay. And Mrs. Papalardo?
Yes.
Motion carries.
All right, we're going to take a 5-minute recess, and then we will come back and do our communication and policy report. And next up on the agenda, we have communication and policy, so I'm going to turn it over to Committee Chairman, Mrs. Higby Iono.
Excuse me, the Communication and Policy Committee met on July 16th at 5:30. In attendance were Stacy Papalardo, Melissa Farrell, Dr. Preston, Mr. Caltabiano, and myself. The committee discussed several policy issues. First, we're working on developing an elopement policy, so we'll have clear guidance for our staff in the event of an elopement, a student elopement. Second, we have an unfortunate need to adopt a policy on dealing with a student who is not impaired themselves but comes to school smelling of marijuana. The smell can be very strong and is disruptive to the learning environment, so we're looking at a policy that would likely call for verification of the odor and some procedure by which a change of clothes would be provided for the affected child. That's to come in the future. Finally, we discussed revisions to policy 5440 on honoring pupil achievement. We've decided to recommend using weighted rather than cumulative GPA to determine which high school students are eligible for recognition at our end of year program. And those revisions are on the agenda tonight for a first reading. So with that, if there's no discussion, I'll move to adopt item 1 as written.
Second. I'll second. All right, Mr. Distratus, please call the vote.
All right, Mrs. Bolton,
Yes.
Mrs. Farrell,
Yes.
Mr. Grossman,
Yes.
Mrs. Higby Iono,
Yes.
Mrs. Papalardo.
Yes.
Passes.
Okay, this brings us to our second public hearing, or public comment, I'm sorry. This is the second public comment. Please state your name, municipality of residence, and group affiliation, if applicable, and limit your comments to 3 minutes. You may step up right over here. Okay, seeing none, do we have any old business? Any old business? No? Okay, any new business?
It's all new to me.
No? Okay. With that, I will entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved, Grossman.
Second?
Second, Farrell.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? All right, the next Board of Education meeting will be scheduled, or is scheduled, I'm sorry, for August 20th, 2025, right here in the Pitman High School Media Center. And we thank you for coming, and we hope you have a great night.